Hola, mi nombre es Vera, bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Okay, great. So, my name is Vera, this is Queen BTV, and you are very welcome to this channel. You're very welcome to this space. Hope you're having a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, whatever time it is. Anywho, have you ever felt like someone or something was taking up too much of your time and you didn't have the time to do what you wanted to do or complete the goals that you wanted to complete? I think you're at the right place. You're at the right place. So just stick here, okay? Stay right here. I can give a personal experience. I went to Phillips Exeter Academy, which is known as the #1 boarding school in the United States, but our competitors, Andover, will sometimes say otherwise. It's okay. It's okay. I just graduated from there, and let me tell you, the schedule was scheduling. It was compact. It was boom, 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 a lot of the times. And there were a lot of moments in my life, whether I was at school or on break, when I felt Exeter, my school, is taking up too much of my time, and my family's taking up too much of my time, or this activity I have to do is taking up too much of my time. So why did I feel that way? As I mature in a lot of areas, I recognize that I felt that way, not because it was the fault of the institution, my school, not because it was the fault of my family for wanting to hang out with me or do something with me, not because it was the fault of the thing I was committed to, but it was my fault. Wait a minute. Oh, am I saying it's your fault? Wait, pause. Don't click off the video. It might be your fault if you feel like you don't have time for anyone. I mean, you don't have time for yourself. Wait a minute, let me explain. So, why was it my fault? Because I was not being intentional with how I managed my time. At school, yes, I was kind of not legally bound, but I was subject to the schedule of my school. I was subject to my classes, my teachers, when they wanted the assignments, when they wanted the test in. The only issue is I was not as committed to scheduling things for myself, right? So I would schedule when I had to meet with someone. I would schedule when I had to meet with a teacher, schedule when I had to get this work done. Or sometimes I wouldn't even schedule it. I would just, if I had a paper coming up in a couple of weeks, I wouldn't make intentional steps and be like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do some research, okay, and then for 30 minutes, and then in 2 days I'm going to come up with a skeleton for the paper, and then by next week I should have a rough draft, things like that. Sometimes I wouldn't even plan about my school schedule and things of that nature, so how much more myself? I wouldn't plan, okay, I want to read this book for myself, or I want to go to this place for myself, or I need to talk to this person for myself, things of that nature. And so I would do the same thing at home too. Let me paint you a picture. Let's say I have this idea in my head that I want to make a YouTube video, or I want to, what else? Or I want to edit a YouTube video, or I want to fill out this form, right? Let's say I'm on break, I'm at home, I'm like, I want to do XYZ. Like I said, I want to. I didn't put that down on paper. I didn't say at this particular time, I'm going to do XYZ for this amount of minutes. I didn't do that. Then guess what I do? I just go with the wind, and I'm just doing whatever I like throughout the whole day. Well, not necessarily whatever I like. It's not that I'm not trying to be responsible, but I didn't plan to when I'm actually gonna do those things. And so let's say I wake up and I just like roll out of bed. Let's say I pray and I'm like, okay, what next to do? I see that some dishes need to be washed. I wash the dishes. Oh, I see that the house needs to be swept. I sweep the house. I feel like being on my phone right now. I'm gonna be on my phone, I'm gonna watch YouTube, I'm gonna be on Instagram for a little bit, then I'm gonna, I forgot I need to call this friend, and I needed to, so do you see what I'm saying? I'm doing all of these things that I didn't necessarily account for in my schedule. Then guess what? Mom and dad comes home, or whoever comes home, and then suddenly I have to do things for them. And then I'm frustrated. And I'm talking about this, like, this was myself years ago. When I say years, it's not like 10 years ago. I mean like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And then suddenly I'm frustrated with the amount of times my mom is calling me, or my mom is like, oh, you need to do this, or can you help me with this? And I'm like, oh, I haven't achieved this yet, or I haven't done this thing for myself. Whose fault is that? But me. It's my fault, because this is the principle I'm trying to get at. When you do not make a commitment within yourself, I mean a real commitment, not just you have an idea that you want to do something, but when you do not look at your schedule and be like, okay, this day at this time I'm gonna do this, or every week at this particular time I'm going to consistently do this thing, that means that you can just go with the wind. You're just gonna flow with the wind, or you're gonna do anything or everything that comes about your way because you yourself don't have a plan. Then you're gonna end up being frustrated at the things or at the people, when in reality you're the one that didn't create a plan. For example, let's say I'm going to college soon, and my friends are like, oh, go with us to this place. Now I could be spontaneous, right? I have a choice. This is the important thing. You have a choice. I could be spontaneous and be like, sure, let me go with you to this thing. The only time that would be an issue is if I come home late from going to this thing with my friends, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have this paper I need to finish. Oh no, I have to do this, But it's like, girl, if you have put in your schedule for that time, I have to write this paper, I have to do XYZ at this time, then when your friends ask you, do you want to go do this thing? You'd be like, oh, let me check my schedule. Oh, yeah, I can't, because from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. I have to be doing XYZ. You know what I'm saying? So if your friend asks you this, you can also look at your schedule and be like, oh, okay, looks like I'm open. I can do that. So in conclusion, the principle that I've been learning is it will really make you a less stressed person, a happier person overall, a person that is willing and ready to serve other people, if you actually plan out how your day is gonna go. And you don't have to stress over every single detail. You don't have to stress over every single minute and plan every single minute of your day. But when you have an idea, a written down idea of, at this time I'm gonna do this, at this time I'm gonna do this, it makes it so that you are accountable to yourself for accomplishing the goals that you want to accomplish. And so when your mom calls you to do something, or your dad tells you to do something, or you have to be there for your sister or your brother, or you have to go to that class, or you have to take that test or turn in that paper, you're not like, oh shoot, all of these things are taking control over my life, because you already made the plan, you already fit those things into your schedule, and you already told yourself, okay, at this time I'm gonna take time to myself. I'm gonna go to the nail salon, get my nails done. I'm going to make that smoothie I want to make. And so the whole point I'm trying to drive is being intentional about your life in general, but also being intentional about the day-to-day will save you stress. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you are that person that you often feel that you don't have time for yourself, I encourage you to reflect and really dig deep and think about why that is. Why is that? Is it that you don't have time in your day? Or is it that you didn't plan your day, so you ended up spending an undue amount of time on TikTok or YouTube or whatever you were doing, or maybe cleaning the house, and then suddenly you realize you didn't allocate time to do what was truly important. Something that I've learned through the grapevine, because I'm always trying to, improve myself as a human being. Something that I've learned is, if you're not ready to necessarily plan every hour or a few hours of your day, what you can do is to write down at least one, but max 3 things that every day you say, okay, I need to get this thing done in order to feel fulfilled. right? Because I've been in situations where there's something that I know I need to do that's very important, but because I prioritize other things and I just do other things, I go with the wind, doing things for other people, then by the time it's the end of the day and I'm so tired and I realized, oh shoot, I need to do this thing that I was supposed to prioritize, I get so stressed, I get so annoyed. But yeah, try and make it a practice of, if there is one thing that you know you have to do, like let's say it's a scholarship you need to apply to, stop pushing it off. Like, put it on your schedule and be like, I need to do this thing. If you don't do anything else, do that thing, you know? So by the end of the day, you're not burnt out and tired and like, oh, I should have done that or whatever. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that you have a blessed day and that you do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button, because it's completely free of charge. Okay.